3, 2, 1, and we are live.
Ladies and gentlemen, let's talk battle rap. It's your host, France, Program V.
Yes, sir.
Another segment,
We're back at it like a crack addict.
and it's a lot to talk about. I always fuck the date up somehow, so I'm gonna let.
We ain't even gonna get into that.
I have a question, V. What is today's date?
Today's date is June 13th, Wednesday, 2018.
Is it officially?
I done messed the whole order up.
See, it's not as easy as you think it is, right? Yeah, I've been messing it up too.
Word.
Man, I'm an accountant. This is crazy.
That's
Too many numbers in my
Your
mind.
numbers better be on point, my dude.
Nah, they are. They are.
All right.
But June 13th. Is this officially the halfway mark of the actual calendar year?
Hey,
I
man.
think it is.
It is, man. We are at that midway point, my brother. So you know what that means.
It's time to start talking about what's been going on in 2018. I think it's fair to finally, we have enough data, we have enough battles, we have enough events to kind of get a gist of what we think this year's foreshadowing to be. Is it a up year for battle rap? Is it a down year?
Man,
Is it a consolidation year where it just stays the same?
what do you think, my brother? How you feeling so far?
So far, I think it's definitely trying to reinvent itself as a whole. I see a lot of attempts to create theme events, create interesting style matchups, a lot of good storylines. There's been a lot to talk about. There's been Champion of the Year awards. This is our first year dealing with it.
Yeah.
So I think we haven't had we've had a handful of performances that's really been memorable for the year. You could probably put a stamp, the classic stamp on.
The
But,
big C word.
It might be a little overrated, that word anyway. But
Oh my gosh, yeah.
but as a whole, yeah, I like where this year is going.
Yeah, man. I mean, I really can't complain, man. We've been getting battle rap at a feverish pace, man. It's like it's been nonstop, you know,
Right.
before.
Yeah, right. And I have no complaint to that because for a long time it had gaps and people would complain that they wanted more.
Right.
Then when you get a higher volume, people complain that we want less.
Yeah, man. It's like, yo, you can never keep people happy, man. So
Right,
it's
right.
like, my thing is, man, we're getting battle rap. And when you're getting it month after month after month, no, not every single battle is going to be a classic. But, I mean, for the pace that we've been getting it at and still the good battles that we've been getting delivered, we've been getting pay-per-views delivered at a much more stellar rate than we ever have. So, and then, plus we've been having some good battles dropping, man. And we've been seeing some new stars coming up, which we can always use. And we've been seeing a resurgence in some of our wily veterans that have been out there. You know what I mean?
I 100% agree.
And we got guys like DNA who was trying to take it up another level, and they've been in the game almost a decade.
Cortez is doing the same.
Cortez is doing the same thing. Math is doing the same thing.
I'm ready to see some disaster this year.
Ooh, I'm in the refrigerator.
We did see some disaster.
Yeah, we saw some disaster in a cartoon form that's blowing up all over the socials, man.
Before we continue to get into detail as well, I think I want to start with our whole breakdown of the year with the champion of the year.
All right, talk about it.
And we have a guest that we're going to call in, introduce our guest, my brother.
Oh, man, the one and only son of Tony. You know him as Bad Money 29 on Twitter. My homie and your homie, we about to call up the ball from Philly. And we about to chop it up, man, about the halfway point. Let's go.
I like this blog he did on his 6 month report card.
Yeah, man, it was fire, man.
Yeah, man.
It's fire.
Yo.
Yo.
What's good?
My brother, welcome to the show, man. How are you, my dude?
I'm great. How you feeling, man?
Oh, man, we can't complain, man. We kicking back on the couch, you know what I'm saying? It's the halfway point. And, like France was saying, man, we saw your blog, and we've been chopping it up a long time, so we were compelled to reach out and bring you in on this halfway point that we're at right now, my brother.
Yeah, me and Bad Money's been in talks
for pleasure, man.
We've been in talks for about a month.
Welcome. Yeah, man. Welcome, my brother.
Hey, man, it's been a crazy year in battle rap for me, myself in general. You know what I mean? A crazy year that I wouldn't have even expected.
Talk about it, man. What's been so crazy about it for you?
For me, I mean, I got to be a part of Champion of the Year.
Yo, that was nutty.
That was, like, huge, and I didn't even expect it. I really didn't know I was going to be a part of it to the night before.
How did you get invited to be a part of that?
I met Jay Black I want to say probably like 4 years ago. He was coming from he had just came back into town from the event where I can't think the name of it, but I know JC battled K Shine on this event.
Oh, that must have been a UW event.
Yeah,
the JCLU, okay.
And I'm from Philly, you know. Everything, you know, I do, I say report live from North Philadelphia, you know. Coincidentally, Black had been coming from getting a cheesesteak.
Nah, wait, hold on. From where?
Geno's and Pat's.
Nah, Geno's and Pat's is trash.
Hey, man, I don't know. See, I've never been to Philly.
Tell us where to go.
He went to a classic spot, you know, that I used to live by called Max's.
Max's.
Max's. Yeah, I heard about that joint. Yeah.
Max is the only shit valid out there. No, it's not the only one, but that's the best one in my opinion.
Okay. So you met him coming out the cheesesteak spot?
Yeah, I mean, and I'd already been following him, you know, for years because, you know, I'm a fan of the sport in general. You know, as I said on Champion, you know, I used to rap, but I don't rap no more, but I get what I love about hip-hop from watching battle rap.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So just when I seen him, I just try and dap him up, you know, and just let him know, you know, I know who you are. Then the third, keep doing your thing. I really appreciate what you do. And he's like, no, we got time to kick it. We can bust it up. Black stood there talking to me for like 20, 25 minutes.
Oh, dope, man. Salute to
you know
that,
what I mean? He
dope,
had
man.
to do that. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's just from a fan perspective. He just was always like a humble dude and stuff like that.
Yeah.
I ran into him another time after that. I want to say a couple months later. Chopped it up, you know, we were just, you know, in passing or whatever. We chopped it up for a couple minutes. He was still going to school at that time, you know.
Yeah.
And I don't know. I just hit him up, you know, just to try to see what it was going to be.
Yeah.
He was like, "Oh, this is my man from Max's." I'm like, "Yeah." He was like, "All right, it's invite only, but you're invited."
Oh, that's dope.
You know,
That's dope.
It's dope.
And that was like December, so I was just like, "All right, I'm gonna sit back, shut my mouth. I'm not gonna bother this man about it." You know what I mean? And then, because he's busy, he is who he is. You know what I mean?
Right.
And just like, you know, everybody is who they are in the culture or whatever, and do whatever they do. Everybody gets busy, you know, in the culture themselves. I don't want to seem like I'm rambling or nothing, but anyway.
You
You
good,
ahead,
brother.
Man.
Listen,
ramble on, man.
This ain't your typical podcast, my brother. Here we like to get into the intricacies of everything. You know what I'm saying? So feel free to express yourself, man, and give us some stories. You know what I'm saying? Like, get comfortable, my brother. You know what I mean? This is your show right now. This is your show right now, brother.
Y'all just was starting the show, or you know, y'all had already got into some other stuff.
Oh no, you are the man of the hour right now. We just getting rolling. We just hit you up, so we getting your perspective on things right now. You feel me?
I feel you. All right, so where I leave off at? All right, so you know.
So you got the invite.
I
Did you already?
Just trying to see, you know. What'd you say?
No, so you got your invite. Did you already have in mind who you thought was champion of the year, or did the whole process like fuck your whole brain up and you had to like switch things up while you were there? You know what I'm saying?
I have a funny question about that. So.
Okay,
just as a fan,
yeah,
you know, watching Jay Black blogs, like I've been watching Black since he was doing reactions.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So that's why it was like an honor to meet him, you know, when I met him. So just paying attention to the blogs and stuff he do as a fan, I kind of just put it together myself. Like, I just went to my first event last year, which was Summer Madness 6, and
dope.
I had the time of my life at Summer Madness 6. You know
that was a good event to go to.
That's dope, man.
But and you hear me all on the footage at Summer Madness 6 too. You might not have seen me because I had on a black shirt and a black hat.
Okay. I'm
you hear me
double
all
back.
on the footage.
I'm gonna double back.
But besides that, I waited, you know, and was patient or whatever, and he hit me up, let me know the date or whatever, and just like what the schedule was. I'm like, all right, maybe I'm gonna be a part of this. Still not sure. You know what I mean? So like I said, the day before, I got the itinerary, and I'm thinking like, oh, he put me under pressure. He want to see what I'm about. But I get there. I start seeing people like Troy Martin and Hurricane Dude. I got there before everybody.
You got your QP on.
Everybody. I looked at the schedule and I was just like, all right, set up at this time. I'm going to be there. I hit him
Ain't
like,
nobody
yo.
leaving me behind.
I text Black like, yo, I'm here. He like, where? I'm like, at the hotel. He's like, oh, no. I'm like, all right. I go get something to eat, go over my notes, get ready. I come there. By the time I come back, Hurricane Dude's walking in. Troy Martin is walking in. Dutch is walking in. Like a bunch of people walking in. They were like, in the lobby, they knew who I was waiting for. So they were like, oh, they're part of your party. You know, so they don't know me from being in those circles or nothing. So I just follow them and I go in.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, I'm, here for the champion joint, whatever. But as I'm listening to people talk, I'm starting to figure out, okay, this is this person, this is that person.
Yeah.
In comes Fanatic from PG Bloggers. I met him in line at Summer Madness.
That's ill. That's crazy, man. Yo, you never know who you'll meet in line, man. You know what I'm saying?
Bad Money, I have a question for you, bro.
Go ahead.
How heated was the room when everybody wanted Tay-Rock and a handful of people wanted O-Red? And who were you?
Oh, man.
Who did you vote for first? I'm put you on the spot.
I voted for Tay-Rock because really, I feel like Rock had a legacy year last year.
I'm with I'm with you there too. I definitely think this was Tay-Rock's champion of the year to win. I wasn't mad at O-Red. He was definitely a great contender, but I want to know what was it like in the room, just like you guys going back and forth, like no.
The whole process was intense. You know what I mean? I'm not going, give away too much secrets or whatever. How we did the whole thing, but I could say it was a long process. We were there for a long time, a lot longer than you guys seen.
Oh, I can imagine.
I could.
It's
like the OJ jury up in there.
The OJ jury.
Yo, y'all look sequestered after a while.
Like it was just crazy because we were arguing like, oh, this person shouldn't be up there. No, this person should be up there. Just from that point on, it was crazy. And we had a whole bunch of other stuff lined up that we were going to talk about too, but
that took over.
It was just so intense in there with just trying to crown Red the champion.
Yeah.
That we couldn't even get to that stuff.
Wow.
You understand what I'm saying? So it was a lot. It was a great process. Like I said, you never know. Well, excuse me. Like he just said, you never know who you're gonna meet or whatever. I met Kiki. I was at my family reunion actually.
And Kiki showed up.
No, it's the thing.
Okay.
Big game from being in the rap circles in Philly from back in the day. Like my man had a vegan cookout.
Okay, cool. Yeah.
So he told me to stop past. Coincidentally, it was right next to my family reunion, and that spot of the park or whatever. We got a park out here, Fairmount Park or whatever, right behind the art museum. Where that's around the area where I grew up. But I just walk over there, go have me a drink, dap my peoples up. I'll see Kiki, just let her know I know who she is. And she's excited, like, oh, somebody recognized me. She was just real nice to me, put me on her live and everything. I dapped up, and that was that.
Yeah.
Kiki walks in. I got to remind Kiki, hey, I met you before. She was like, yeah. And then I reminded her, she was like, oh, you right.
That's crazy.
And just from that point on, man, just meeting everybody. The legend Minnesota Luke himself was there.
Yeah, Luke, man. Yo, his face has become a meme right now, man.
Huh?
His face, yo, you see all the Minnesota Luke memes? Everybody changing their profiles to Minnesota Luke pictures.
Facts.
Yeah, man, I've seen that.
Yeah, it looks crazy. Yo, you see the Tekashi 6ix9ine Joe? Yo, he look.
No, I didn't see that one yet. Y'all gonna have to tag me in that one.
Oh my God, man! Yo, somebody put the rainbow hair on Luke, put the 6ix9ine on his forehead. Son look crazy. He look crazy, B. Nah, man. But yeah, that's crazy though. So you definitely had Tay-Rock. But when you saw O-Red defend that belt, man, did it feel justified that he won to you guys afterwards? When he defeated Cortez?
I had an interesting take on the O-Red's first battle as well. I want to hear what Bad Money thinks first.
What you thought?
I felt Red was justified in his win when we voted. Because it was really hard to argue against Red.
Yeah.
Despite the fact, that he had 2 chokes, and notable battles, like, you could still say he won those battles and all of that. So I feel like he was justified then. And I think that was one of the best Cortez I've ever seen.
That's what I think is the most crazy about that Red victory, is that it was against an amazing Cortez.
Yeah, man. I think people underrate how good that Cortez was. You know what I mean?
Man, imagine if that was Irving Plaza.
Oh my God!
I don't think it would have. I don't think the reception would be the same.
And Cortez starts his round off with that rebuttal about the stream.
Yeah.
Well, maybe the rebuttal,
but even a Born Legacy type crowd. You know what I mean? And not a Smack Volume crowd. And he starts his round off like that. We're not used to Cortez rebuttaling.
Yo, man, Cortez. Yo, he's been doing that.
He's in his rebuttal bag.
He's in his rebuttal bag lately, man.
Yeah, and Cortez is just getting better and better, and the fact that Red put on the type of performance he did,
That was
and
a
came
masterful
to do
performance,
what he
man.
had to do.
So what I think about his performance as a whole, briefly, is that like he set a standard now for the future like champions of the years. Your first battle, once you kind of like you win your belt or your crown, and we want to see if you were worth it. Like now you have to perform the next time we see you once you get it. And not that it comes with pressure, but it comes with like motivation. Red came in with the belt, the ladies, the presents. He was up 1-0 already just off like his aura.
I'm gonna tell you something though. DNA stole old Red's champ swag though.
Oh, we're well aware.
You know why?
We're well aware.
Because you see how DNA is walking around right now? That's how old Red should have been walking around.
Talk about it. All right.
Once he got his money and once he got his belt.
So do you think old Red should have more of a social presence out there? Do you think like he's dropping the ball by not being out there and doing what DNA was doing?
In a way. Kind of, but Red not that type of person.
True that.
As far as like, what I mean? He's always been like, confined to,
Yeah, he's more of a private type of cat.
I mean, so I'm not mad at Red for doing that. That's just him. You don't want somebody to try to be something and not. That's not him. It's not going to come across as organic as it is. You know what I mean? DNA does it, and it comes across like you could totally see DNA doing that because it fits DNA's personality.
He has become a third person now.
Yo, he is officially a wrestler now, man. My dude's walking around with bottles of champagne and his 15 minutes of fame interviews. Oh, I'm loving it right now, man.
Man, I'll give DNA that battle, but I'm not mad at nobody who would give Red that battle.
That was a tight battle, man. That was a tight battle.
Now that we're talking about champions of the year and being the champ, the segue. Now that we're at the 6-month mark, man, who do you think right now is in the lead for candidates in contention for champion of the year of 2018?
At this point, you have to say Math because of what he's done. The fact that he went to the 3 top leagues and put on. So you have to say Math up there.
Math has to be in the list.
Yeah, he has to be.
John is also in the running.
People want to take him out of it, but he's in the conversation as well.
John is definitely in the running.
He's getting clear wins out here.
Shout out to John.
Mm-hmm.
John always has showed me love, from the rip. Even like, I did my first blog on Smack Volume 2. I actually had some other guys I was working with, but I didn't feel like, we were doing anything like productive. Like not take a shot at them because, they got a great thing going with what they're doing.
Yeah.
But as far as like the battle rap side of things, like I wasn't necessarily being productive.
Gotcha.
So I didn't want to waste my opportunity that came to me. So I went ahead and shot my first blog, when it was about Smack Volume 2. And John retweeted my blog, and since then John showed me love.
Oh, that's fine.
You know what I mean? And he came out and he won that battle. After that, I posted my predictions on Twitter for Smack Volume 2, and I said that John was going to win. John is definitely putting on. I mean, business-wise, too, we also got to look at the impact of, that the battle rap is having on the year as a whole when you're talking about champion of the year as well.
That's a fact.
I'm liking this bullpen card that John's putting on.
I'm glad he got Loso to come back.
Southern Crown 3, man. The jewel of the crown is coming back.
If John is able to beat Hollow in this bullpen card is what I think it can possibly be, you got to definitely put him high on the list.
Yeah, no.
Because of impact.
Absolutely. And I'm going to throw another name at you since we mentioned John. And one big factor of John is his underdog win against Rum Nitty. How you feel about Mr. Wavy being in the conversation?
Let me see how.
I don't have him in my top 5, but I do have.
No. He has potential to be in the conversation because of how many more battles Wavy takes during this year. Wavy has looked great this year.
I think he showed that.
Great this year, definitely.
I think he showed that he can be dependable to be up in the mix. You know what I'm saying, with some of the bigger names, and I think it's time for him to make that jump and get those consistent plates on bigger stages now.
Let me make an argument for Wavy, even though I don't have him in my leading race, but let me make an argument for him. He was a bigger underdog to Twerk than how John was to Nitty.
That's true.
And
it's a fact.
And Mr. Wavy actually won champion of the night off Twerk. John, I thought he should have won it, but Old Red won it.
True that.
Yeah, I think John should have won.
Yeah, you see, so we're thinking the same there too. And what I think about it is, as a whole, is like, are we gonna start honoring how many times somebody gets champion of the night? Like, what if somebody gets it twice in a year? Like that's
true.
I mean, that's like another stripe. You know what I'm saying?
These accolades.
Yeah, absolutely. You just collecting them little gems. You know what I'm saying?
I also think a judge wins matter, in my opinion, as well. So like, you have to put like a Loso in the conversation.
Yeah, Loso's been on fire this year, man. He definitely one of those guys who definitely made his mark this year and jumped up into the conversation. What you think about Loso's performance this year?
Loso's been great, man. Him and Daylight could really be debated, man. But Daylight did so terrible in his third. He said he really was trying to condense it or whatever because there's going to be strict on the time limits. But Daylight and Loso was a good battle, you know what I mean? But Loso won that battle, you know what I mean? The fact that Daylight did what he did makes it even more clear on Loso's side, you know, for the sake of the argument, you know, for whoever you pick winning. But I think Loso's been doing great, man. Like, Loso is like, you know, he's on my list, you know, as far as like champion of the year. I think Loso should have been higher on the champion of the year list. I was campaigning for Loso in there.
He had a great 2017 as well.
Another guy who we were talking about before you got on the phone was the bar god, Danny Myers. He has been smoking everything out there. Whoever doesn't have Danny in their contention for Battler of the Year, and he wants this belt. When the year started, he said, "It is my mission. The belt's coming home with me." How do you feel about Mr. Yikes and where he stands on the Battlers of the Year so far?
I'm gonna say this about Danny Myers. I think he's definitely like in the runnings. Definitely.
This isn't gonna be.
Once you hear that, I'm gonna say this about.
I'm not gonna say nothing bad about Danny.
No, it's all love out here.
Sport and battle rap.
Yeah.
He's one of the few guys I feel like embodies the whole sport of battle rap.
He is the spirit of battle rap.
Exactly, man. Like Danny is a guy like, I don't know, man.
Danny will do it for free in the park.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? He will do it in the grocery store if you really want that smoke in person. He's done it before. So he is the spirit of battle rap.
If a kid want to smoke, Danny is gonna give him smoke, and Danny has been giving out high level smoke.
Oh yeah,
he's been giving out high level smoke for a long time. But like for the stages he's been on, you know, and for the caliber of battles that he's been taking, and you know the opponents or whatnot, he really has been like, you know, stepping his bars up to a whole nother level, man.
And think about this also. He's always looked, I guess, somewhat awkward on the URL stage, but against K Shine, he was in his bag and really like he made his mark. Like, yo, I can rock here. You know what I'm saying? And he did that on the West Coast also. You know what I'm saying? He's been holding it down for URL out there. But this year against a fire K Shine had a debatable classic.
What happened in 2017?
But I mean, but you know, it dropped this year though. So for those who didn't get the pay-per-view, it still dropped in 2018 for them. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but if we're gonna talk about it as like, I guess judging it, we're gonna.
I hear you.
Ranking wise.
But I mean, okay, so coming off of that and coming into this year, he's still on fire. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah. But because battles that happened last year don't count.
Okay.
Towards champion of the year. I mean, we were told that, you know, with them voting and whatever, and it was also in the beginning of the video. And a lot of people had a lot of complaints about champion of the year. And Black explained so much in the beginning of that video,
right?
And the lead up.
You know, people don't watch; they just jump forward, man.
Like you were told this, you were told that, but definitely for that battle to be like to drop, you know, when it did at the perfect time for it to drop, like it was really a drought out here, you know, as far as battles, because RBE just, you know, had its event with what event was that? John and them. So they had to put their battles out. And we had just seen the DMV joint from Smack and them, the first one, waving them. So as far as battles on YouTube, it was a drought. And then when that battle came out,
fire.
It was a great intro to the year for Danny, despite the fact Danny might have had some other battles drop earlier, you know, previous to that Shine battle, but it was a great way for, you know, Danny to make a statement this year with this battle dropping this year, and then the smoke he's been giving out being on a level that it's been on. So I appreciate Danny Myers, you know, for what he do. And I think, you know, he definitely, if he picks his opponents the right way, then he definitely can win champion of the year. Danny's got to demand these top tiers and get these top tier matches that matter.
Well, I mean, he's got Twerk coming
fan
up.
Radio, you know, and stop helping caps out for a little bit. Sorry to shout another platform out.
No,
on
yo,
y'all,
listen, yo, check it out. Up here, no. Up here, it's
get
all
up there for
good.
a second, Danny, and negotiate with smacking them and organicing them and whoever you got to get with. All the league owners, RBE too, and get these names that you need on your resume, because at the end of the day, the names you beat matter.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not gonna lie. The only problem that's my only problem with putting Danny so high up is that if you see all his matches, you're gonna say he's supposed to win those, regardless of how great his performance is in them. Where compared to the other guys you have ahead of them are taking on killers, and more importantly, getting judged wins and wins that matter while being an underdog.
Gotcha.
But performance wise, he's definitely up there.
Yeah, as an independent performer, he's been putting on some of the best performances for the year. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
In my opinion. But moving on.
So I have one more name to throw at you. This is all the names that I have so far on my list, and you'll probably argue a couple more. But he's somebody that I think is on the conquest. DNA.
Yes. I can agree with that. I can agree definitely.
Are we talking about DNA or are we talking about the champ?
We're talking about the champ who's already crowned himself 6 months prior, I guess. But the thing about DNA, right? So he had the 2-on-2 with Cannon and Big Cannon. What I liked about that win was like he kind of showed Big Cannon like no matter what, you can't beat me.
Yeah.
He couldn't do nothing twice.
He took the rematch with Ines, so like that's a historic match.
Well, talk about that.
In Philly.
Yo, were you there? Were you at that battle?
I wasn't there. I was supposed to be there. That's the crazy thing, man. I was sick that day. My brother's birthday was that day. I couldn't get out of bed.
Oh man, I hear.
I got rid of my kids and everything.
Oh man,
but I gotta respect
right down the street from my house.
Yo, you gotta respect it. We gonna double back on the Philly scene after we talk about DNA, but talk about DNA's year so far, man, and what you've thought about it.
I like where DNA is headed this year.
Mm-hmm.
I like the list that he has out for the guys that he plans on taking. He definitely is getting ready to take JC out.
Yeah, he took on O-Red, whose pen game is crazy, right?
He wants the pen guys.
He's got JC.
Yes, exactly. That's
crazy.
That's the conquest he's on. He's trying to take out all the guys that people claim that they're more lyrical than him, and his pen is improved beyond everything else that he's sharpened this year.
Hello.
He's taking on Red. He's gonna take on JC.
Hello.
And you've seen the episode on Champion, and he's putting it in the air. He wants the reception. He will take Mickey Fax, and if he takes Mickey Fax in the small room, that's dangerous for the lyrical miracles. The lyrical miracle that Mickey Fax is.
Word, man.
That's why I gotta, take a timeout real fast. We gotta take a TV timeout real fast. And I had to be the person that I gotta say I take credit for putting that in the atmosphere. Because that was not in the atmosphere for a long time. And I did a blog really addressing the Mook and A-Verb announcement, how everybody was complaining. It was like a mellow blog, whatever. And I just threw some battles out there I think would be dope on a card. And I said, yo, Mickey Fax owes DNA a fade from that Young Ill situation.
Facts.
Your DNA is fade, Mickey, and this is the perfect card for you to do it on. You know you want to be on this card. That was my whole vibe with it. And what do I see on Champion?
I'm gonna put you on the hot seat briefly. If let's talk the match into existence, and if it happens, and it happens in a small room,
yo, you better get that invite first of all.
let me ask you: do you think in a small room, no crowd, DNA is an underdog to Mickey Fax?
Yeah,
you said he is.
Yeah, I'll say he is because of the simple fact that if you match them up side by side as technical rappers, right? Who's the better rapper?
Mickey Fax.
All right. So that's why Mickey is going to be favored, because of that aspect of the whole battle. DNA is who he is, but Mickey is going to be favored because he's a better technical rapper than DNA. But DNA is going to go down as one of the greatest battle rappers of all time.
See, that's why I want to see that, because
DNA finds a way to win.
See, I want to see that because honestly, I think you're not alone in that opinion. I feel the same way, and I think that's what the consensus are going to believe, that in a small room, pen for pen, DNA cannot see Mickey Fax, and that's gonna. And if everybody doubts DNA, I want to see what he comes out with.
When DNA's back is up against the wall and people think he can't do anything about it, that's when you get the craziest DNA that you've ever seen. You know what I'm saying? So that would be a really good test. Because, I mean, you know, people thought that O-Red's pen was superior to DNA, but I had DNA beat O-Red.
We still need to see how he does against JC before we jump the gun, too. But
me personally,
he wants the 10 guys.
Yeah, you know what I mean?
Guys.
Right.
So,
You know what I'm saying? If you pay attention to what he's doing, man, he wants the guys with the 10s.
Right. Yep.
O-Red, JC, Fork at Summer Madness, Mickey Fax in Volume 3. He wanted to take out the pens.
Yo, and if he does that,
he was supposed to battle Lux on Summer Madness too.
Man, and if he does
you
that,
got to pay attention to the routes these guys are taking. If he take all these top pens out, he have the right to be able to say Lux, what's up? In his eyes, because of what he's done for the game. And if he take out all these top pens that everybody acknowledges as top pens, and he already has the status he has and the marketability he has, I'm pretty sure he's going to do some more stuff out there
and
in
it'll
the
make sense now.
Entertainment world.
And it'll
why
make
would
more
Lux not
sense
take
now.
a battle with DNA?
Absolutely, man. It'll make more sense now than ever. DNA will be at his peak. Lux could use a good battle coming back out. You know what I'm saying? If he takes these guys out, like you said, all in a row, Lux can't say anything because all of these guys look up to Lux. You know what I'm saying? So, and if Lux has put his hands on a couple of these guys, pause, you know what I'm saying? Saying that they're the next guys up and all that. And he was even considering taking JC. So if DNA can, you know what I'm saying, handle his handles with JC, why doesn't he have the right to demand Lux and just sit back and chill with all the other stuff that he's got going on? You know what I'm saying?
Oh, I'm not saying like after he beats JC that he can demand Lux.
Oh no, but I mean, but if he goes on and then gets twerk,
guys,
and then takes out Mickey Fax, you know what I'm saying?
I like the conquest of DNA's on, but we still need to see how he does against JC, and then we can talk about Mickey Fax if that even happens, because we know how battle rap is.
Take Mickey Fax, no matter what happens with JC, no matter what happens with twerk, that Mickey Fax battle is a storyline battle. That's going to happen. Storyline battles have to happen, and they got to happen at the right times.
Facts, and I think the timing is now.
The perfect time. The perfect energy is in the air, man, because what is Mickey going to draw to that battle himself?
Right.
The listeners and the people who come from seeing his flex freestyle, and he's at money conferences and stuff like that, educating people on how to manage their money and stuff like that. Mickey's going to bring that type of audience. DNA has a global audience in battle rap because he's battled everywhere. He's got the ESPN audience. He's got the rap game audience.
Yeah, he's got the kids. He's got the sports fans. He's got the wrestling fans. He's got the battle fans. You know what I'm saying? DNA brings in a crowd to this. This could be fire. But, yo, salute to you for putting it out into the universe and then for putting it out on Champion. And now DNA's running with it. You know what I mean?
I could be wrong. I really feel like I could be wrong. You know, I'm not always right about everything, but I didn't hear nothing about that because I was at work in a break room leaned against the soda machine watching Champion Live like everybody else.
Yeah.
And then, boom, I see that. And that's when I jumped on Twitter and said, I'm a prophet. I just said this 2 weeks ago.
Crazy, man. Crazy. Word, man. But, yo, my brother, man, you're down in North Philadelphia, man. And battle rap, for me, I got introduced to battle rap on the net, right? Because I'm a young old head, so I've been watching battle rap since back in the days. So even before Smack. So let's just say that. You know what I'm saying? But we all know it took a break at some point from the DVD era and then transition. My man put me up on YouTube through Cicero going at Cassidy, right? That's the first thing I ever watched on YouTube. And then from there, it just directed me to every single crazy, young, hungry Philadelphia dude that was running wild through the city. And I sat there and watched them dudes for hours straight. And then it seemed like Philly battle rap just went away. And that wave has been trying to come back. And I love what Stiz is doing down there, trying to bring it back, man. Talk to me about Philadelphia battle rap. Have you seen it from the past, its glory years, and what it's going through now, what you think it needs, and who should we be looking for?
I mean, as I said on Champion, and I didn't even have any intentions to even big myself up on Champion to speak about myself personally, you know, like anything to do with my personal life and say that, you know, I've been out here battling. But Jay Black really needed my opinion, you know what I mean? Or one of my opinions, should I say, you know what I mean? Or how I feel about, you know, how long Hollow is taking to prepare. And me being who I am, I haven't been a rapper in like 3-4 years. You know what I mean? I'm an old guy. I look young, but you know what I mean.
Listen,
I'm
man,
up there.
I feel you, man. Young old
what I
heads,
mean?
man.
I
We
do
got to stick
children.
together.
You
You know what I'm saying?
didn't even gotta put that out there.
Young old heads, we got to stick together, my brother.
But I've been out here. I've been in that circle. You know what I mean? I've been around a lot of these guys. I know a lot of guys from my neighborhood that are with Meek Mill every day. You know what I mean? I grew up in a neighborhood battling Steel and Magic like every weekend. You understand what I'm saying?
Talk about it.
I've been around. Like my brother was supposed to battle Cicero at one point because his man came down to my hood with this guy named Titan. I think y'all might have heard of him from back in the day. He used to be around in those circles or whatnot. I used to be around Hattie and a lot of other guys. But Titan is a guy that really like knew all the rappers, would bring all the rappers to you and put you in a room with the hottest rappers that you never heard of and make you rap with these niggas. And it just be like friendly competition, you know? So I've been around it and seen all these guys go through. That's why like Meek is such a come up story, and Meek is so beloved in Philadelphia because we watched him out there battling.
Yeah, you watch him from a pub. You literally see him grow from a 13-year-old kid to one of the top rappers ever.
So much love in the city, man, because of the simple fact
I think about the diss tracks that they had going.
Yo, those diss tracks were crazy.
Diss tracks was crazy.
Crazy.
Philly's flow was always just like, it was special. You know,
they grew up with a lot of my family members too. You know what I mean? Like,
you know what was special about the Philly movement?
From me.
Oh, dope.
What was special about the Philly movement to me, like in the DVD era, is that like they all had the same flow or aggression, but they had different styles. Nobody sounded like one of another. And like you can find a way to create a same sound, but a different approach. Like you think of like Shells, you think of Frank with the Grippers, you think of a whole bunch of guys, Joe Jihad, Cicero, you know what I'm saying, Kaboom,
Cheek Raw.
You keep going.
Everybody.
Right. And then you just like, hold on. You think of Quilly Mills.
Yeah.
And then they all just have the same like cadence and anger. You can hear it.
But everyone had their own distinct personality.
Exactly.
I think like everyone put their lives on the line in that era, and that's what made it so crazy. That was like the first. You see how Chicago got crazy and turned up, and everyone was like, "Yo, these kids are really living like this type of life." Like the Philadelphia dudes, it's like you knew what was going on in their lives and what they were going through, and you could feel their pain and aggression. So even though the flow was similar, everyone had their own character, and it's like that's just missing now. You know what I'm saying? That was a special era, my dude.
Definitely. I think Philadelphia battle rappers showed a lot of their personality. You know, and I think that like stood out, you know, amongst everything when it came to that. I mean, I say I was in them circles and stuff like that because I know how to rap. But in Philadelphia, if you know how to rap, you cannot even be a quote unquote person that's out there looking for battles, trying to battle everybody. But I just had a style back then, you know, to where as though it fits that if a nigga want to battle me, then we gonna get it. You put me in any cipher in the world to this day, I could pull a rap up from 10, 12 years ago I could beat niggas with in any cipher. You know what I mean? I'm not a battle rapper, but I had a style, you know what I'm saying, that catered to that era. You know what I'm saying? So I
just had bars ready on deck. That basically,
just and bars on deck.
Just the hottest bars you could get, and then whatever occasion you need to spit them at, they ready to go.
I think it was so unfortunate we never got to see the true form of the Harlem and Philly rivalry at its peak with its prime stars against each other.
That young boy was out there. That young boy was out there killing niggas, and who's standing around and ain't step in front of that young boy?
You know who he's talking about.
I know
right?
who he's talking about.
Yeah.
But what I'm saying is we can't see it
exactly, man.
We know the stories, and we just want to witness these, man. You know what I'm saying? Like we never got a Reed and Mook, we never got a Cicero and Lux
when it meant what it meant.
We never got a Joey Jihad and Lux. You know, shout outs to Rex because we got NH and Rex.
Yeah, we sure did, man. What you think about that battle?
That's a classic.
I feel like. Maybe because I heard H spit them raps 100 times on TV. I feel like Rex might have kicked NH ass, but NH still did good. He still held it down. I still think he did great and still represented the city well, but just Rex was on one. To me, that's one of Rex's best battles. Niggas putting the chain on him, taking the chain back off him.
Right.
God, man, it's like vintage Rex. When I think of T-Rex and what T-Rex means to battle rap, that's one of the performances that I envision when I think that thought. You know what I mean? When I think of T-Rex and battle rap.
When Lux came off his body off Miles. Like, he just looked into the camera and said, Cicero, what's up? And Cicero had a blog, and he just didn't want to battle. And I was like, what's going on?
Because Philly rappers, I can tell you exactly what happened, and any Philadelphia artist that was out there at that time could vouch for the same thing. Shit used to get real out here with that battle shit. Like I said, I battled Magic and Steel every weekend. Like, shit really got real with all of that shit. We're from like the same blocks. What I'm saying? So shit used to get real out here. So niggas got tired of going through that shit and started thinking, I need to focus on a record deal. Because battling all the time is not going to really get me nowhere. So a lot of Philadelphia artists really transitioned into wanting to get record deals.
I have a question. Do you think when URL first came back, 2009, 2010, and they were going,
niggas should have capitalized.
They were asking Philly to come back. Surfs, before he battled Young L, he called out Kaboom. They called out Reed. They called out all these guys. Do you think Philly didn't believe battle rap could have grown to what it is right now?
Niggas seen what happened to Young Hot. You know what I mean? It probably felt like shit was going to be a setup.
And talk about it.
I fuck with Young Hot. Like, I put out 2 DVDs myself and my brother. You know what I mean? The reason for the DVDs is
promote them, man. How can we look them up? What's the called?
Back in the day, man. I put out 2 DVDs in Philly that circulated on the streets called Hell's Kitchen Volume 1 and 2.
Okay.
I rapped on there. My deceased rap partner, one of them, he was on there. That was the whole like genius behind the DVDs in the first place because he had a heart attack in the studio at my crib.
Damn, sorry to hear that, brother.
2006. You know what I mean? And we had a lot of footage that we recorded 6 days before he passed. So we still had like the footage because my other brother that passed, about 3 years ago on his motorcycle. Rest in peace, you ever see me throw an L up in the picture? That's why.
Oh,
you know
got you.
But he was, shooting a DVD with somebody else that was like cool with Magic and Steel or whatnot, because it was a let's bring the hood together type thing. Yeah. We had all this footage from mine in the first place. We got to put it out because we were recording a mixtape. I had all the tracks on the track board in my house. We were recording a mixtape, and we had the genius idea to just go ahead and take this footage, go to my man High Power that used to be around Guru. He directed a lot of stuff for Guru, but he's from my hood. You know what I mean? And like he was around Guru up until the point where he died. You know what I mean? So he was like really, really close with him. And
Guru.
We went to him and got him to do the editing. We went and shot a lot of footage due to relationships we had with rappers. Like Hot was like a co-host on the first DVD that we put out. I got a lot of footage with Hot, you know what I mean, just from being at the studio at, one of my right hand's house. I got Steel's first response to Top Class when they was going at him.
Wow.
You know what I mean? Like we got that exclusive, you know what I mean? Like
yo,
nobody got
that.
Was the time.
Now, I was just gonna ask you that. Is there any battles that you witnessed that's like in the vault, tucked away, never recorded that we don't know about to this day? Like,
I don't know, man. I've seen a lot of battles, man. I've been involved in a lot of battles. I don't know. I haven't seen the battles that should have been seen and put out there should have been the battles between my team and Magic and Steel team. I'll tell you that much because these were classic battle rap type battles. Again, I'll never battle rap, you know what I'm saying, or nothing like that. That's not my goal with getting into battle rap like this. As I've been telling the story to y'all throughout this episode and letting y'all get to know me, literally fell in my lap. And I thank J Black every day, for this opportunity that he gave me to do something that I enjoy doing. It's a hobby, you know what I mean? And I'm going to treat it as such. But
for sure. Now, for
that era I grew up in, you know what I mean? And being like one of those guys out there with bars on deck, like those are some battles, man, I wish somebody should have recorded and we really could have done something with. And this was like early 2000s, so nobody was really getting cameras and shit at that time. Too Raw for the Streets wasn't even out yet.
So I have a bittersweet question to ask you concerning the Philly movement, right? And this past 2 weekends that just we had in battle rap, Kaboom had a PG. How excited are you that he did so great? And how unfortunate do you feel that J400 couldn't be the one to catch these bars?
Oh man, I think Kaboom did good. I want Kaboom to show more personality. You know what I mean? I think that's what is going to take him to where he needs to be on URL. You know what I mean? But I think like he did great. There a lot of bars, man. He had that aggression and everything was liking that. I just want to see more personality from Kaboom on URL. You know what I mean? If he's gonna be one of them dudes, you know what I mean, and hold us down the way we need to be held down. You know, I really want Joey Jihad to come back.
Right. Yeah, that'd be crazy.
But I wish Jay and Boom would have battled. You know what I mean, I didn't think Jay would have stood a chance, even if it wasn't those bars. He just stood in front of, because Kaboom is a puncher, man. You know what I mean? So, and I got relationships with people who've been around Kaboom's house. I've had relationships, you know what I'm saying, with people all throughout this Philadelphia scene. You know what I'm saying? So bringing it all through battle rap, you know, it's going to make sense. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's time to bring it. It's time to bring it back, man.
I got to see.
It's like everything coming full circle for me.
I got to see Kaboom and Tay-Rock live.
Man, that was a great battle.
You know, I always felt at the moment it didn't need to go into overtime.
Of course not.
You know, that's how I felt. It didn't need to go into overtime.
Because Kaboom, to me, he got it in the first three clearly.
The first two, the last two.
You know what I mean?
In my opinion, the last two.
I mean, I'm saying like it didn't need to go into that overtime. Like he already solidified the win. It's just that Tay-Rock OT, and then the OT determined the victory.
Exactly.
So I'm like, that's trash because this dude's been putting in work the whole battle. You telling me?
When you really break it down, it's just 2-2.
Come on,
it's a tied
man.
battle.
That's a whack, man. That's whack.
I feel like that changed a lot of momentum there too, because Kaboom felt a little uninspired. He didn't know there was going to be an overtime round, I believe, and he had some stuff tucked away. But obviously, Tay-Rock was prepared, and he felt a little uncomfortable about it.
I will say this though, man. Shout out to Kaboom because he's a legend in this game and he's been around forever. And he went and battled some no-name. Let me not disrespect him. He went and battled some a kid who stood there with his hands in his pockets the entire battle, had nothing for Boom, but Boom still went all out and performed. You know what I'm saying?
As if he was still hungry after all these years.
Man. Like, it's not
that shows the difference.
If
you know
your
what I'm
opponent
saying?
Don't show up.
Exactly.
Right.
And that's what a lot of younger guys do, man. Their opponent don't show up. They play down to what their opponent is doing instead of just being the best version of them. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So shout out to Boom for coming back. But my dude,
as far as I'm gonna leave on this note, as far as like last thing I'm gonna say about Kaboom, as far as like the personality thing, when you brought up like the fact that he beat Tay-Rock in those first 3 rounds, right?
The last 2. I say 2 and 3.
Yeah. All right. So Boom needs to channel that energy in those rounds that he had, and how much he showed like himself. It was funny and shit like that, and channel that into what he already has now. If he can channel that,
he'll be good to go.
He'd be good to go. He can do it.
Now, for our newer listeners who ain't really in touch with the Philly scene like that, give me 5 battles that are must-sees from the Philly era that they have to go back to and check out.
That they have to go through and check out?
Yeah. That, like, if you know how you got all these kids who ain't seen that Philly era, they don't even know what we're talking about. So what battles do they need to go back and check out?
The Philly era, I think where it was at its height was when niggas was dissing each other on DVDs back and forth. Facts. I wanted those battles to go down so bad, but the reason them battles couldn't go down face to face is because somebody would have got killed.
That's crazy, man. That's always been the unfortunate side of Philly, man, because I remember seeing a couple of YouTube clips, and I'm not gonna put any names out there, but dudes were backing down other dudes, and it was like getting real out there. Dudes were starting to catch life. I'm like, over rap? I'm like, yo, this is crazy. I think ultimately, man, that really killed the scene down there, man.
It did. I'll tell you the irony of shit though, right? Want to know the first time I met Tech Nine?
Talk about it.
This was one of the things that kind of made me start straying away from rap. At that time, I actually was writing for a magazine called Urban Celebrity Magazine, put on the Philly Hip Hop Awards. Yeah, I actually had something to do with the Philly Hip Hop Awards the year that I wrote for them.
Dope.
You know, I had a lot to do with that. I met Yaz the Greatest. I met him a bunch of times. The guy, Hakeem from Empire, I met him a bunch of times. I've written interviews about him and stuff like that. So I've been out here in the media world and, you know, in the hip hop scene working, you know, for quite a time as an artist and as a writer. So the first time I met Tech, I was at a cypher that NH had put on a gram when the gram was just starting out. It's going to be a cypher up here. It was a store that sold CDs and DVDs. Niggas took their projects up there and sold them, you know what I mean? Called 215 Flavors, I think it was. And it was like 100 people up there. You know what I'm saying? I met Tech that day, told him, like, yo, this is before he battled Jerry West. And I'm not serious. Say, yeah, I told Tech Nine to go back to battling, but Tech wasn't worried about that. I was like, yo, Tech, what's up, man? Like, I remember this day like it was yesterday. I was like, yo, man, I appreciate everything you done for battle rap this and the third. You one of them guys, man. You go get back into it always. Like, man, I might even think about battle rap. I'm like, man, but nobody hold us down like you hold us down, Tech. You know what I'm saying? So if you get back into it, cool. But if not, just you a legend in the battle rap shit. That's the shit, you know what I'm saying, I'm into. I told him that
I have a
that
question.
Cypher,
not to cut you off, right?
Somebody got killed.
Not to
what?
cut you,
Damn.
That's crazy.
Yeah, that's the whole thing I was getting to, you know what I'm saying, was introducing, you know what I'm saying, how I met Tech that same day. You know what I'm saying? Somebody got killed at the Cypher while somebody was rapping. One of my partners was rapping. You know what I'm saying?
Damn.
And shots rang out. You know what I'm saying? Somebody got shot and ran over by a car. Like, they almost died that day. You know what I'm saying? So
damn. R.I.P. to that person, man. Like that's
crazy, you know what I'm saying? So that's the thing, man. If you really want to get the essence of the Philly era, you need to really check out just the Headshot and Top Class beef.
All right, check out Headshots. So all you youngins out there, check out Headshots and Top Class on YouTube. Just go back, man. Just search Philly rap.
Top Class.
And
because you want to see Meek Mill in his essence. You want to look at that beef. You want to watch any of these Philly rappers in their essence, you got to look at that beef. You want to see the best Reed dollars ever. Everybody likes Rambo Reed. You got to go on YouTube and Google, not Google, but put in the search bar, Reed dollars from the Muscle 2.
I always say this, man.
That's the best Reed dollars ever.
I always felt like the freestyles were always better than the actual battles themselves. You know what I'm saying?
These guys can rap. These guys can rap.
These guys can rap their asses off, man. And speaking of Tech, he's been holding down Philly. What did you think of his battle against Jims, and what do you think about his chances against Geechee Gotti?
Also, before you answer that,
I knew y'all was gonna do this. I knew y'all was gonna put me on the spot.
Before you get into Tech's his last battle, his up and coming battle, Tech's style was the most different style coming out of Philly. How was that received when he first was out? Was it like, oh, we like this?
Good question. Good question.
You know what I'm saying?
The Tech 9 you see, get the love he got in the battle rap game is the Tech 9 that he was in Philadelphia. Tech battled Magic before.
Right.
You know what I mean? So, and
I remember the Philly and Morristown. I remember
from Philly named Magic.
Right.
Those that listen, I know y'all know who I'm talking about, but to the listeners who might not be in tune because there are a lot of new fans, who are not into this whole battle rap thing. Me, I've been watching since Rex and Uncasa. You know what I mean? But pretty much, you just gotta really. Damn, I done lost track. Tech. So Tech was who he was everywhere here. You know what I'm saying? You know how proud we was to see him go up there, and I think he beat Rex.
I disagree.
You know I think he beat Rex.
Wait, hold on. But let me tell you something funny about that battle.
Philly down.
What's the greatest thing about that battle is that that's probably one of the first times we see the essence of like a third round knockout, the one liner. I think Tech 9 was one of the first guys to stand in front of a haymaker that affected a whole room like that in the modernization of battle rap. And it's funny enough, the first Summer Madness stage ever, he's the first one to ever catch a body. Like that's in the books.
Yeah. I don't know. I could be wrong about that. I haven't watched that battle in a long time.
I think it might be a slight Philly bias.
I think it might be a slight Philly bias there, but that's okay.
It's all good though.
I remember giving my computer a virus and my baby mom cussing me out because my computer had a virus because we ordered the World Series of hip hop and we paid for it and everything, and our computer never worked again.
That's why nobody got paid.
Nobody got paid, man.
Because that shit was a virus.
Damn, son, that messed up. You know what matter?
As far as Tech performance versus Jims, it was different, man. It was different because when he came out, I didn't expect to see Tech with a suit on.
That was the visuals was dope just to start off with.
You know what I'm saying? But when he came out with a suit on, I knew he meant business. Period. You know what I mean? So, I just had a feeling. You know what I mean? It was going to be a good Tech. You know what I mean? When I went to Film Champion or whatever, I didn't get no insight or nothing like that, but I just told, you know what I mean, Black Mike my opinion. I think Tech is getting ready to kick Jim's ass. He was like, yeah, or whatever. Because of the simple fact of how that whole situation played out. The Tech style was completely different. He threw me off in the beginning. And I'm like, why is he rapping like that? But then he got into it. I'm like, oh, okay. You know what I mean? But I think Tech and Gems was a great battle, man.
I liked it.
I thought it was a dope battle, man. I thought it lived up to the hype. I had Tech 2 and 3, and I thought Gems did his thing. You know, he earned another shot. You know what I'm saying? And I don't think he hurt himself or his brand. And
he might have hurt his hand punching Rome.
man, no comment.
but he might have hurt his chances of getting back on URL because he did that in the venue. And Mac and B is not going to jack that. But
I've gone on the record saying this, that Tech 9 against Geechee Gotti is the biggest underdog in battle rap history.
Do you agree with that comment?
I was listening to y'all yesterday, and I heard you say that.
Talk to me.
Talk about it.
I mean, you definitely can say that because I'm not going to say I say that, but I understand why people say that because we haven't seen Tech active like that. You know what I mean? And in battle rap, you're only good. Jay-Z said it. My motto is you're only good as the last nigga you killed.
Damn. Ain't that a lie?
You know what I'm saying?
Ain't that the truth?
At the end of the day, he had a chance. You know what I mean? Against Geechee, people are counting him out.
Listen, I think the best case he has is a 2-1 clear loss.
Oh my God!
I'm sorry. No disrespect to Tech.
I don't feel like Tech is going to approach Geechee the same way he approached Joe.
Absolutely
exactly.
not.
I was telling you that, man.
Of course,
you know what I'm saying?
Right.
He might not even put a suit on. He might be on some different shit. He might, you know what I'm saying?
He might come out with the Dickies on this battle?
He might come out with a whole microwave costume on. You never know. You never know what Tech is going to do.
Oh,
you know what I
mean?
mean? Who knows? But I don't think he's going to approach Geechee the same way he approached Gems or nobody he has battled before. You know what I mean? He knows he's going to have a whole nother approach for Geechee Gotti. The same way he knew he couldn't go in there with Gems rapping the way that Gems has seen him accustomed to rapping.
Right.
You understand what I'm saying? He knew he had to take a different approach, which is why, you know what I mean, he did the things that he did in that battle to clearly take the win. You know what I mean? So Tech is smart enough to go in there and come with a different approach, you know what I mean, and fight Geechee. I think it'll be a fight, you know what I mean? So I'm not going to give my predictions on that battle yet.
Yeah. Play it safe. It's cool.
Play it safe, my brother.
I ain't mad at you.
We understand y'all in the same city. Nah, I'm just messing with you, man. My brother, before you go, I need some education on Philly slang. When is it correct for me to use the term the ball, and when is it correct to use the term bull? Because I can't figure it out for the life of me. What's the difference, and when should I use them?
A bull is the same thing as saying boy.
Oh, okay.
You know what I'm saying?
But what about bull? B-U-L.
Same shit, right?
Same thing?
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
All right.
It's the same thing, man.
Okay, because I guess maybe it's just different blocks or whatever. One uses ball, one uses bull. Because I'm like, why is he calling him a pig and him a cow? Like, I'm trying to figure it out. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, what are you talking about? Water ices? I'm like, you mean Italian ices?
My young boy.
Water ice, man.
Yeah,
you would see why I was going back and forth about the water ice yesterday.
Word,
because I was at work. And the students bought me a damn a water ice from Rita's. One of the best water ice places in Philadelphia. You come to Philadelphia, get you a Rita's water ice.
Matter of fact, since you
if
talk
you
about
come to the hood, go to a hood water ice stand. And another thing I'm gonna tell y'all before I leave out of here, I'm enjoying myself and having a good time.
Yes, sir.
Y'all go to all these popular cheesesteak spots in Philly, right? And be like, oh, I gotta go to this specific spot, go to that specific spot. You can go to a Poppy store and get a great cheesesteak that it tastes better than them cheesesteaks you want to go.
Facts.
And, you know what I'm saying? And search for it.
Man, listen, man. Yo, so when we go, man, we gonna definitely have to hit up, you know what I'm saying, the mainstream joint and the joint in the hood, man. So we can do that comparison.
I'm gonna show y'all we're gonna have to put this on camera and everything.
Oh, for sure. We gonna do the comparison. That's what we're going to do. We're going to do the battle of the cheesesteaks and see which one's the best cheesesteak. 2, 1, 3, 0 body bag. We got to figure it out. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, how y'all feeling about, as of right now, what battle rap is? Like, I did a blog recently, a battle rap report card.
Yeah.
For, midway through,
I love that you did it in the school.
Yeah, man.
First of all, the blog was fire.
Blog was dope.
The blog was dope. Love the props.
I was like, damn, my man Bad Money giving out bad report cards to the kids. He said, I'm gonna give some out to the battlers too.
Or everybody get it.
Prop, that bitch gonna come with a kickback. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna use my environment. You know what I mean? I had to go. You know what I mean? I was at work.
Well,
you know what I mean?
No
so I put that together real fast.
I fucked with it.
That shit was fire,
you know
man.
what I mean? But what would y'all give the culture? You know what I mean? What kind of grade would y'all get a culture at this stage of the game? We still have initiation coming up. We still have Gnome coming up. We still have what's called Rare Breeds coming up. King of the Dot is going at some point in time, I would think late July.
Give us a World Dom 7, hopefully.
August sometime, World Dom.
World Dom 8.
3.
Right.
Summer Madness. Hopefully coming back to New York, somewhere close.
Listen, I think this year is on pace. This year is definitely on pace to potentially be 2017. So far, it's been very innovative. It's done a lot of cards with themes, a lot of cards with good style matchups and storylines, and a handful of style clashes that so far has been good. Everybody seems they're a little more hungrier. Seems like a lot of the vets are finding a way to re-energize themselves and revamp themselves, and they're coming back hungry. Like, I love this Humble Math. I love Cortez is in his bag, DNA's in his bag, and then you have a lot of the newcomers taking advantage of their opportunity, as well. And then people out of URL making noise as well. And the UK's making scene. We got the Battle League out there, Premier Battle League, and that's really organized.
Also, yeah.
The volumes. There's a whole, and Mook's returning this year. So the casual fan that just remember this from the DVDs, they're gonna be excited for that card.
Saying, there's so much to pick from. You know what I'm saying? And there's so much content coming out and so much material.
It's not 100% like A, like he said. I definitely agree.
But it's rolling.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? It's rolling, and we got some good cards coming up. We got a legend coming back. Like it's about to hit a good stride over this summer. You know what I'm saying? Like, we got the big cards coming up, and then that's gonna carry us home, man. I can't wait to see what the winter is bringing.
We do got an industry rapper battling this year.
Hello, you know what I'm saying?
I'm sure if Mook's coming back, he can't be the only one considering it.
Hello, you know what I mean?
Right,
man. And it might be somebody that's a bigger draw than Mook and King
and Low. So that could
from
be
what I heard.
Wow.
You know what I mean?
Man, listen, I'm glad I got my tickets already for that joint. You know what I'm saying?
I'm thinking about shooting up there. You know, around that time, I got to see what time I got to be back for the beginning of the school year.
I hear you,
know,
man.
to educate the children.
I hear you. Listen, man, if you can
You know
make
what I
it,
mean?
my brother.
Right.
If you can
Hey,
make
man, look,
it.
I had a crazy year in battle rap. It hasn't even been a year yet, man. I said on Twitter the other day that I took a personal day in the beginning of the school year, like the second week, and went to Summer Madness. And a lot of people that was in that line of Summer Madness, they'll remember me. Because I was out there drunk and debating and having the time of my life. Shout out to Battlerap Entertainment, too. I met up with him in that line and, and had a good time. He put me on his live and all of that.
That's dope, man.
And just from that moment on, it's just I've been on a crazy run. Even with being on Champion of the Year, and then getting back on Champion, which I didn't expect at all. You had an individual
champion slot, B. That's major.
Like, I didn't expect Black to just hit me up one day while I'm watching Champion, after I've already been on Champion of the Year, just thinking that was it, and content with that. I didn't think he was going to call me and be like, yo, well, not even call me, you know what I mean? Send me a message.
Yeah. And
be like, can you get free tomorrow? And at first I'm like, no, I got to work, man. And I'm thinking, shit, if I don't do this, that's Jay Black. He's going to get somebody else. He can get somebody else. And I took a chance and didn't even know it was just going to be me and him until an hour before I left from work.
That's dope.
Hey, man, you stay ready. You ain't got to get ready, man. I was supposed to
record with Hurricane Dude and one of the guys from PG Bloggers that day. And they wound up canceling it. Just was me and Black.
Crazy, man. Crazy.
I have a really big question, and it's interesting. Since you work at a school and you're getting ready for the kids and you're in education, what do you think of Charlie Clips and Goods' blog with them in the school talking to the kids?
It was amazing, and if you pay attention to my blogs, like, I don't blog a whole lot. I don't really even acknowledge negativity that happens in battle rap, even through my Twitter feed like that. You know what I mean? The positivity needs to be promoted more. You know what I mean? It's a lot of great bloggers out here, a lot of great podcasts out here, such as you guys, that
Thank you, brother.
don't get the attention they deserve, you know what I mean, that are coming with creative concepts and stuff like that and bringing that to the culture and showing what this culture really is. That was like really, really helpful into, you know what I mean, making the culture look good. Them talking to the kids. And those were younger kids that they were talking to than the kids that they were at the college, you know, doing this thing with.
Facts.
You know what I mean? It's admirable. It's respectful. Like, if anything, you got to respect them guys as men. And you know what I mean? For doing that and going and talking to them kids and say, yeah, I might promote negativity or whatever, but I grew up in a negative environment and this is my way to express it, you know, without doing this, that, and the third, and giving these kids some type of hope and some type of wisdom and something to shoot for. You know what I mean? I'm a father of 2 black men that are growing up in America. You know what I mean? So you really got to teach these kids the way, man, because a lot of us didn't have guidance and support and father figures out here. I was raised off Wu-Tang.
Shouts.
You know what I'm saying? And Wu-Tang was my father. You know what I'm saying?
If ODB.
You know what I mean? So you got to educate these kids and let them know what's out here in this world and give them something to strive for and believe in.
It was dope to see that.
My favorite thing about the situation in the school with Clips and Goods is when the teacher started to ask the kids, like, do you understand what they're doing with words? And like, they're breaking down what wordplay is. So these kids are now going to have like fun trying to find a way to make one word into 4 different meanings, how to create double entendres, how to mix up words, like, and put it into a sentence. Like when Charlie was talking about play on the ground, he said, that's a playground. And the kid's like, oh, you know, so now the kids probably going to start brainstorming things of their own. And what if before you know it, these little kids are pretty much battling on some pen game battle and get their minds flowing, because all the great lyricists in battle rap, man, the way their mind functions and thinks and the things they absorb,
totally different, man.
It's different.
Yeah, and, man, I got a 10-year-old and a 12-year-old. These niggas be battling each other.
I said, yo.
I swear to God.
Yo, you flip the coin? You flip the coin to see who goes first.
Yo, but are they all judge
walking down the street and they just start barring each other life away?
All judge battles?
And I just be sitting there. But see, my little one, he real smart and real articulate.
So you watch battles with your sons?
He be scheming and shit.
That's crazy. That's crazy. So you guys sit down and watch battles together?
I try, man. My kids, I'm real big on them with school. You know what I mean? So when they come to me on the weekend, they haven't played the PlayStation all week. You know what I mean? So I kind of let them play their video games, but they know what battle rap is. I mean, they know who the hell Jay Black was.
So interesting that you say that. Is any of the content at all, like, do you shy away from certain battle rappers based upon their content? Or is it just like, hey, these are bad words that or how do you go about it as a parent?
Like I said, I got a 10-year-old and a 12-year-old. You know what I mean? I had a unique childhood growing up. This is crazy. I didn't even know we was going to delve so much into me. You know what I mean?
Hey, man, your personality you know out there, bro. We just talking.
I don't really shy my kids away from anything. I show my kids juice. My kids and my nephews juice when they was like 7 and 8 years old.
Yo,
you know what I mean? And I sit with them and explain to them what they're seeing.
There you go.
And why they're seeing it.
There you go.
And like, we're watching the battle, right? And the crowd reacts. And my son will be like, he choking. I'm like, no, he's not choking. He has to wait for them to be quiet because they like what he says so much. He has to wait for them to be quiet so he can get back into the rest of his bars.
Breaking it out.
You know what I mean? So I don't really censor too much. I'm upfront with my kids or whatever. I gotta let them know what's out here. If I see something going on in the streets and I'm walking down the street with them, I'm gonna put them on. Yo,
I think that's dope, man. I think that's dope because it shows that, listen, you know, this is entertainment. This is what's on TV, and in real life, this is how you function, and this is what it is. Because they're gonna see a lot worse in the streets, you know what I'm saying, than a few words that are being taught back and forth across TV. So that's dope, man. That's admirable that you break it down like that. So that way they can decipher it and not get misled by like what some rappers saying. You know what I'm saying? And we need more cats out there doing exactly what you're doing out there, man. So props to you, man, for bringing them into battle rap a responsible way. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Who's their favorite battlers, by the way? Who they like? Who do 10 and 12-year-olds like as battle rappers?
That's fun.
Who are they into?
That's an interesting question.
Because we never talk to kids about battle rap. So who do they like?
ball game. That's they man.
Now, is
They
it
like
through
Hitman.
Wildin' Out, or is it just from the battles first? Like, how the hell is Ball Game their favorite battle rapper?
I don't know. I mean, my 12-year-old man is just when he was a baby, like I said, Tyler. I knew he was going to be what he is now. He's just like so cool. So I never know what he's into. Sometimes he put me on music. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I don't know. He just saw me watching a battle one day. I was watching Hitman and Verbiage. Oh, I've seen this before. Where you see Hitman and Verbiage?
He walks in the room like, oh yeah, I got Hitman 2-1. You're like, wait, what?
Hey, Big Jarro. That's crazy, man.
He said Hitman won the first two.
He said that?
Yeah.
Wow.
Wow, that's
New
crazy.
Nah, I'm playing.
Yo, that's crazy.
Exactly. We gotta educate them. That's why we here. That's why we talk battle rap.
Word up.
You know what I mean?
That's crazy. So you guys ever sit down and just debate it? Like, nah, you bugging, kid. Like, he ain't win that one. You guys ever go back and forth?
Yeah, we have.
That's crazy.
We went
Has he
back
ever
and
won an
forth
art?
on,
Has he ever changed your mind about a battle?
And don't lie.
Based on my kids, no.
Oh man, so
I'm dead. I know what I'm talking about. If I tell you that Loaded Lux beat Calico, then Loaded Lux beat Calico.
Hold on, he
You know
had
what I
Cal
mean?
beating Lux?
Nah, I don't. Nah.
No, I ain't watched that with them yet.
He's like, your daddy's in your
They
life.
don't want to hear that bullshit.
Yo, what's gonna happen when they get older? What's gonna happen when
I
they?
ain't put them in Malcolm X mode. I'm about to this summer. They think they're gonna be
I was about to say that. What's gonna happen when they get older? They get older, and you're like, all right, son, I think it's time. And you put on the beat out battle.
No, I mean, we're going to get into that because, like I said, we're about to be in Malcolm X mode this battle. This summer. There's too much they can watch on YouTube. We about to watch the Panther movie. They already seen Black Panther. They about to watch the real Panther movie. Y'all know what I'm talking about.
I feel you, brother. I feel you.
Facts.
I feel you. Nah,
they
that's
about to
dope.
watch all that this summer.
So they about to get
you know
all that Lux smoke coming up this summer. That's dope, man. That's
and then they're going to watch Calico versus Lux. And then they're going to watch Hollow versus Lux. They like Hollow, too.
Okay. I can see that. Hollow's like a big cartoon character. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Yeah, they had Hollow beating Tay-Rock.
Yeah, well, I
oh
disagree
my
with
God.
them on that one.
They had Hollow beating Tay-Rock. I disagree as well.
They had Hollow beating Tay-Rock.
That's
Disagree.
crazy. Well, hey, everybody's entitled to their opinion, even if they 10 and 12. That's crazy, man. So they like Ball Game and they like Hollow the Denon and on. That's interesting.
They might make some special appearances in blogs. I actually was going to do a ketchup versus mustard.
That would be fire.
Yeah, you should, man.
Yo,
I
you
was
should,
gonna do
bro.
that, man.
You
watched
should,
it,
man.
and
I feel like I missed the moment. You know what I mean?
You haven't,
I think
man.
too many reactions. I might still do it. I was going to do it with my oldest son. I don't know. It's just like, if you notice, like I said, I try to keep my topics and my blogs different. You know what I mean? I really haven't even got to talk about my blogs the whole time we've been on here just talking like homeboys. But I try to keep my blog topics and stuff like that different from what everybody else is doing. You never see me really put a prediction blog out there. I put my predictions on Twitter, but I've never done a prediction blog because I feel like everybody does that. You know what I mean? Man. I didn't feel like nobody was reacting fast enough to the King Los announcement on RBE. So I was cooking Sunday dinner for my kids, and I put my dog on tripod up, and I said, I'm going to react to this. And I'm going to react to it before anybody else do. You know what I mean? I'll try to do my blogs in a different way than what everybody else is doing, you know, because I'm still learning this culture, and it's like 600,050 bloggers, you know what I mean?
You gotta make yourself stand out one way or the other. It's hard to cut through.
And it's like, I got exclude myself without even like, you know what I mean, put myself in the equation, but the bloggers that I watch and I get the most insight from, you know what I mean, they give me the dopest interviews and shit like that, they don't even really get the recognition, you know what I mean, that they should. Like, you guys, like, y'all don't get the recognition y'all deserve. You know what I mean? And it's just like Hurricane Dude puts out a lot of quality content, man.
She covers a little bit of everything.
Like,
she covers. I've seen a lot of her material. She covers a little bit of everything.
I love Hurricane Dude, man. Hurricane Dude is really like coaching me through this whole process and giving me so much game and so much advice and support, man. And I met her at Champion of the Year, and she just been thorough from the rip, you know what I mean? Just, hey, life advice, battle rap advice, you know what I mean? Just encouragement and support. Her and Kiki, for real, you know what I mean? Like, I've been in touch with them and stuff like that through online and just giving me a lot of support. You know, like she puts out a lot of content, you know what I mean, that people need to be more aware of. You know what I mean? She puts out a lot of dope shit and she's a pretty dope rapper.
Facts.
You know what I mean? Like, it's a lot of bloggers who put out great content that don't get noticed, you know what I mean? And it's like different from the norm, which is getting recognized, which is the most dramatic shit. If I gotta sit up there and disrespect battle rappers and fight with people on Twitter and say outlandish shit to get attention in the battle rap world, then I don't want to be one of them guys. I'm content being around the people who want to hear about what I have to talk about. If I can serve that audience, I'm cool. I don't have to get a whole bunch of clicks. We all want the clicks. We all want the listens. You know what I mean? I have a lot of ideas that I'm working on and stuff that I could potentially do in the future. You know what I mean? We all want that. But at the end of the day, to me, this is a hobby. It's a hobby for all of us. It's an opinionated sport. You know what I mean? That we are free to express our opinions on and be right and be wrong in some instances. And the people we argue with can be right and wrong in some instances. And that's the beauty of what battle rap is. Sometimes you do need these judge battles to, you know, like set certain standards. But for the most part, this is an opinionated, beautiful art form. We got to treat it as such. And us in the media have to do a good job of upholding that. You don't see ESPN trying to tear down Fox Sports.
Exactly.
Right.
That's
I seen Skip Bayless this week mention something about First Take.
Man,
facts.
That's one thing. Like
on his show.
Like,
you know what I mean? So
I had somebody someone hit me up and it was like, yo, why you show love to, like, you know, all these other podcasts and this and that? Like, you know what I'm saying? Why don't you just, I'm like, yo, first of all, it ain't like there's some big corporation that's just cutting a check saying you can't talk about anyone else. I'm like, we're all part of the culture. So if I see somebody doing something dope, something fire, it costs me nothing to hit a retweet button and put somebody towards some dope content that's out there. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, as long as we do the best version of us, they do the best version of them, y'all do the best version of y'all, it's like the game wins. You know what I'm saying?
This was created to be discussed.
Pretty much. It's like it's
much
a discussion-based, like, you know, sport. So it's like, come on, man. Like, it costs nothing, man. And, like, those people that are doing good stuff, like, shout them out. You know what I'm saying? Give them a retweet. Show some love. You know what I'm saying? It ain't all about just drama all the time. You know what I mean?
Facts.
Right, man. I mean, I had a guy get mad at me last week because I tagged him in my blog. I'm still learning the YouTube. Like I said, I'm an old guy. I'm not that old, but I'm old enough, so I'm still learning technology. And my still shot for my blog just so happened to capture the part of the video where the letters pop up and I address the bloggers for a minute and a half and us as a community and what we're doing. You know, and how we're not upholding the sport. You know what I mean? And everything I just pretty much said. And I don't want to watch this. I'm like, I don't want to watch nothing. He's like, I don't want to watch nothing associated with that whole blogger beef thing. This is a guy I see online that engages in these doggone arguments with people and talks about these subjects. If you give something attention, whether it's negative or positive, you're giving it attention. If you keep giving attention to this negative stuff, then it's going to keep being fueled.
Exactly.
You understand what I'm saying? And I tell this guy, like, no, I spoke about bloggers for a minute and a half. It's not even the way you think about it. You know what I'm saying? But you're thinking it is. You got it completely wrong. And he just wanted to have an argument. So my block button's starting to get kind of husky on the You know what I mean?
Quick draw McGraw.
Me, like 2 weeks ago, I was going back and forth with a page. Like, man, don't go back and forth with nobody that don't have a profile picture. Go back and forth with nobody.
You're getting angry at eggshells, bro.
Word, man.
You know what I mean? At the same time, I'm gonna go back and forth with nobody, man, because at the end of the day, I'm just here to have fun. I'm just learning Twitter. I had Twitter for like 4 or 5 years and didn't understand it until 3 weeks before I went to Summer Madness.
Hey, man, if a fan wants to get on his Kevin Durant flow, I ain't mad at it.
Right?
I ain't going to engage. You feel me?
I ain't engaging in that, man.
I just want to talk about the sport, have fun, talk about the sport in a creative way, and bring new concepts and ideas. Please do not attack me when I bring new ideas forth and try to bring new energy in the battle rap. Hopefully, you know what I mean, people will get used to me being around. I'm going to try to start being more active into a lot of stuff. Hopefully, you guys will have me on the show to share my opinion, you know what I mean, again.
And you know we coming down to Philly at some point.
Me coming to New York originally.
Listen,
from the
man.
rip before we even talked about doing this during the day. So at some point in time,
Oh yeah, no,
during
you
this
gotta
summer,
come up
I'm
to
gonna
the
shoot
studio.
up there,
Absolutely,
and we're gonna
brother.
do something in the studio
We
together.
gonna make a nice little movie, and we definitely coming down to Philly. So you know we gonna need a tour guide. You know what I'm saying? And we gonna get.
I get rid of the kids. I pay my baby mom to keep them for that weekend.
You know what I'm saying? So we definitely gonna
we good.
We
I get
definitely
a merry weekend.
Absolutely, we definitely gonna come through and see what the whole Philly has to offer. You know what I'm saying? But my brother, man, it's about that time. Why don't you let the people know where they could hit you up at, where they could check your blogs out at, what's popping with you, what you got coming up in the future, and then take us home, brother.
Hey man, first of all, shout out to y'all for having me on here. I didn't even know I was getting on here and was going to tell 10% of my story. We actually got on here to discuss the midway point of battle rap. You know,
man, that's what we do, man. That's what we specialize in, brother.
That's kind of how it happens all the time here.
When France hit me up and said I was going to do this, I'm like, damn, it's crazy because I'm going to do a blog.
Yeah.
The joint I just dropped last week around the same lines, and I had to hit France like, no, nigga, I still got more to clip. I ain't put everything in the blog. I'm still doing this with y'all.
For sure.
But shout out to y'all. I got life and being alive as long as I have, you know what I mean, going on in the future. So shout out to me for that.
Absolutely.
Y'all can hit me up on YouTube. My channel was Bad Money. I got about 5 blogs on there. Like I said, just new to blogging, coming from being a fan, and getting some opportunities and taking advantage of them. You know what I mean?
Hit him
my
with that
channel
Twitter.
was Bad Money on YouTube. You know, just scroll down until you see a guy looking like he's sitting, you know, at a game somewhere with a Wu-Tang hat on. You see that picture? That's me. I'm probably gonna wind up changing the name of this page, but it'll be on my Twitter. You know what I was gonna say,
man. I was gonna say, quick suggestion because I was trying to
stuff, but I gotta make it more distinct. Like I said, I'm still learning this whole thing.
I was trying to find your page, man. It was a little tough finding it. So definitely make a little tweak on that, make it a little easier to find, brother, because you got the content. You don't want people having a hard time trying to find that joint, man.
Right. You know, I'm still struggling, you know what I mean, out here trying to get subscribers, trying to get my clicks up. You know what I mean? And as long as I serve the people who want to hear the stuff that I got to say, I don't care if it's 2 people, if it's 20 people, if it's 2,000 people, if it's 200 people.
Right.
If I can serve the people who want to hear what I got to say, because I never thought my opinion would count in this culture, and to come to find out it does, I'm content with that. You know what I mean? But definitely follow me on Twitter at BadMoney29. YouTube, Bad Money for the moment. It's still going to be the change. I mean, it's going to get changed, but for right now, it's just simple Bad Money. That's it. Follow me on Instagram. If you want to laugh, I post a lot of funny shit. Just Bad Money, one word. And that's it, man. We're going to keep it going. We talk battle rap. You know, I'll be back on soon.
Yo, one thing I got to say, man, is that consistency kills, man. So keep coming with that consistency. Keep on coming with that content. You know, we going to show love and support and blast it off, man, over here at Let's Talk Battle Rap Podcast, man. Bad Money. It has been a pleasure having Philly's finest up on the show, my brother. Until next time, man. My dude,
appreciate the look, man. I appreciate it a whole lot.
Yo, thank you, my brother. Thank you so much for coming on the show, man. We definitely appreciate it, brother.
Yo, bro. So before you head out of here, I do got a question for you. This is kind of off.
Last question.
Well, this isn't a part of the episode. This is off the episode at this point. I'll edit it.
Hold on, I got you.
Yeah. So we're about